This is for educational use only. Our group is allowing our instructor, Mr. Rydan, to use this as an educational material. Contemporary global governance with the integration of COVID-19. Before we tackle this topic, we must first set our objectives. So by the end of this video, you are expected to know the following. First, learn what is global governance with the integration of the COVID-19 pandemic. Second, to learn the effects of globalization on governments. Third, to be able to identify the institutions that govern international relations. Next is to be able to differentiate internationalism from globalism. Next is to be able to identify the roles and functions of nations, and to identify the challenges of global governance in the 21st century. Lastly, is to be able to learn the relevance of the state amid globalization.
What is global governance? Global governance can be understood as a framework of institutions, rules, norms, and procedures that facilitate collective action and cooperation among countries and other actors. It encompasses a wide range of issues including economic development, trade, human rights, environmental protection, and peace and security. The objective is to address global challenges that transcend national borders and require collective solutions. It is the collective management of the world's affairs through cooperation and coordination among nations. It goes beyond individual countries acting independently and recognizes the need for shared solutions to global challenges. This involves the creation of international institutions, treaties, and agreements that set the rules of the game for issues like trade, security, human rights, and environmental protection. The goal is to foster stability, justice, and sustainability on a global scale, acknowledging the interconnectedness of our world and the necessity of collaborative decision-making. Global governance is like the rules that countries agree upon to work together, just like how students in a classroom follow certain rules. It's not a single government, but a way for countries to cooperate. Now, let's add a twist. The COVID-19 pandemic. Think of it as a surprise test that everyone in the world has to face. Suddenly, countries need to figure out new rules to tackle this unexpected challenge. In the global classroom of nations, much like a local school, success hinges on a shared agreements and rules. Imagine a class without rules, and that would chaos would reign. Similarly, international agreements act as the guiding principles for countries, ensuring a cooperative and orderly environment. Now, picture a classroom where every student decides on their own rules. It's a recipe for confusion. In the global context, countries collaborate to establish rules through treaties and agreements, fostering cooperation, just as a class benefits from everyone following the same guidelines. International agreements provide a framework for nations to work harmoniously, especially in times of unexpected challenges like the COVID-19 pandemic. Like the unspoken understanding in the classroom, these agreements are the glue that binds countries together, creating a conducive environment for the smooth functioning of our global community.
Now, let's talk about the effects of globalization on governments. Globalization is the word used to describe the growing interdependence of the world's economies, cultures, and populations, brought about by cross-border trade in goods and services, technology and flows of investment, people, and information. Countries have built economic partnerships to facilitate these movements over many centuries. Globalization is like turning the world into a closely knit neighborhood. It's a process where countries, businesses, and people are increasingly interconnected, influencing and depending on each other. Picture a seamless flow of information, goods, services, and ideas transcending borders. This interconnectedness is driven by the advancements in technology, communication, and transportation. Businesses can operate globally and cultural exchanges happen effortlessly. While it enhances economic opportunities and cultural diversity, globalization also poses challenges, such as the potential for inequality and cultural homogenization. Essentially, it's a complex dance of interdependence where events in one part of the world can ripple through the entire global community, highlighting the shared destiny of the planet. Globalization is like connecting the dots between different countries, sharing ideas, goods, and people. Imagine your school suddenly becoming a part of a bigger school community. The teachers might need to coordinate more, and students might bring in diverse perspectives. Similarly, globalization makes countries interdependent. Now, with COVID-19, it's like a school facing a common challenge. How do they adapt to ensure everyone's well-being? In our global school of nations, imagine globalization as the ultimate exchange program. Just like students benefiting from meeting peers worldwide, countries tap into a world of opportunities through global connections. It's akin to discovering new perspectives during an international student exchange. Governments learn, grow, and expand their horizons. However, just as navigating different cultures presents challenges, globalization brings out complexities for governments. Picture a student adapting to a new school system. Governments must adjust policies to fit the interconnected world. COVID-19 acts like a surprise exam, testing how well they prepared. But globalization opens doors to economic growth and shared knowledge. It also demands resilience and adaptability from governments, mirroring the dynamic nature of a student exploring the vast landscape of global interactions.
In the intricate tapestry of our interconnected world, international relations are steered by institutions that function as the architects of global collaboration. These institutions serve as the backbone, providing a framework for countries to engage, negotiate, and collectively address challenges that transcend borders. In the next few moments, we will embark on a journey through three paramount institutions governing international relations: the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the International Monetary Fund. Each of these entities plays a distinctive role in shaping the dynamics of our global landscape, ensuring a harmonious coexistence among nations. To delve into their functions and understand how they contribute to the intricate dance of international relations. First, the United Nations. The United Nations is a paramount institution governing international relations. It's like a global parliament where all countries come together to discuss and decide on common issues. The UN has various specialized agencies like the World Health Organization or WHO and the International Monetary Fund or IMF. Each addresses specific global challenges. Next, the World Trade Organization or WTO. The World Trade Organization is akin to a referee in the global economic arena. It sets the rules for international trade and facilitates negotiations between countries. Picture it as a game where everyone follows the same rules to ensure fairness. The WTO aims to prevent unfair trade practices like dumping and subsidies, promoting an open and equitable global trading system. Lastly, the International Monetary Fund or IMF. The International Monetary Fund is like a financial doctor for countries facing economic difficulties. It provides financial assistance and policy advice to member countries, promoting stability in the global economy. During times of crisis, such as the 2008 financial downturn or the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the IMF steps in to offer support. It's not just about money. The IMF works to ensure that countries adopt sound economic policies, promoting sustainable development and preventing economic turmoil from spreading across borders. In this way, the IMF plays a crucial role in maintaining financial stability on a global scale. Just as a school has different departments, there are institutions that focus on specific global issues. Take the World Health Organization or WHO for instance. It's like the school's health department, making sure everyone stays healthy, especially during a pandemic. These institutions help countries cooperate on a global scale. International institutions, much like specialized school departments, play pivotal roles in addressing global challenges. The International Monetary Fund or IMF acts as the financial departments that balancing in economies like school budget management. The World Trade Organization or WTO resembles the Trade and Commerce Department, ensuring fair exchanges globally. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, is the cultural department preserving global heritage. These institutions, each with its unique focus, collectively contribute to the smooth functioning of our global school.
Now, we're going to tackle two quite similar but actually different words: internationalism and globalism. First, let's talk about what internationalism is. Internationalism is an ideology advocating global cooperation among nations to address shared challenges. It promotes diplomacy, collaboration, and the idea that the collective efforts are necessary for global problem solving. Key principles include shared responsibilities and the belief that nations should work together for the common good. Recognizing the interconnected nature of the world's issues, internationalism is like diverse classmates coexisting in the same school. Each student represents a nation, maintains their unique identity and interests. They interact, share perspective, and collaborate with projects, reflecting cooperation on a global scale. Just as students bring different strengths to a classroom, nations contribute varied resources and strengths to the international community. It's about recognizing and respecting diversity while fostering mutual understanding in this global classroom. Internationalism promotes a sense of unity where nations work together for a collective benefit, much like students striving for academic success in a shared learning environment.
Globalism, on the other hand, globalism is like a worldwide team effort. When countries work together to solve big problems, share ideas, and make decisions that can impact everyone. Imagine all of us living in one giant neighborhood, helping each other out and create a sense of unity. Globalism encourages cooperation and understanding among countries. Emphasizes that our actions have ripple effect on the entire planet. Globalism is like having friends from schools all over the world, creating a border community. COVID-19 makes this decision important. How do we balance global cooperation without forgetting our local responsibilities? Balancing our global cooperation and local responsibility is like maintaining friendship in different cycles. Imagine having friends in your neighborhood and from around the world. Internationalism is about cherishing both, recognizing the richness each adds to our life. It's like enjoying local traditions with your neighborhoods, friends, and exchanging global perspectives with friends worldwide. Globalism, however, is like hosting a grand international gathering, celebrating diverse friendships on a larger scale. COVID-19 reminds us to value supporting our neighborhoods while engaging globally. Just like friendship, finding humor between locals and global connections to ensure well-surrounded and meaningful experience.
The United Nations, or UN, is a global organization acting as a central platform for international cooperation. It's akin to a world government where 193 member states come together to address shared challenges, promote peace, and safeguard human rights. The UN is a multifaceted, comprising various specialized agencies like the World Health Organization and UNICEF, each focusing on specific global issues. Its functions include peacekeeping, humanitarian aid, and development initiatives, making it an indispensable force in shaping the global landscape. Drawing into a parallel to a school, that United Nations can be likened to a school's council. Just as the UN represents the diverse nations of the world, a student council represents the diverse student body within a school. Both entities aim to foster unity, cooperation, and address collective concerns. The Student Council, much like the UN, plays a crucial role in decision making, ensuring the students' body voice is heard. Similarly, the UN provides a platform for countries to express their concerns, discuss policies, and make decisions that impact the entire world.
The intricate landscape of global governance in the 21st century. Our world is more interconnected than ever, fostering collaboration but also intensifying challenges. The interconnectedness of our world is a double-edged sword. While it facilitates collaboration, it also amplifies challenges. One of the most pervasive concerns is the rise of cybersecurity threats that transcend national borders, posing a unique challenge to traditional governance structure. Additionally, climate change poses an existential threat that demands unified global efforts. The consequence of inaction and that, and the need for collaborative solutions have never been more urgent. The recent COVID-19 pandemic underscored the imperative for more effective and coordinated responses to health crises. It highlighted the vulnerability of our interconnected world and the need for adaptive global governance mechanisms. Economic disparities persist, but globalization sometimes exaggerated. In policies, balancing national interests with global responsibilities becomes increasingly intricate, requiring innovative diplomatic strategies. Geopolitical tensions and the rise of nationalist sentiments challenge the idea of collective governance. Achieving consensus among diverse nations on complex issues demands creative and inclusive approaches. The rapid pace of technological advancements further complicates the regulatory framework. Striking a balance between fostering innovation and ensuring responsible use is a delicate task for global governance. Navigating these challenges necessitates adaptable and inclusive global governance mechanism that can address the evolving dynamics of the 21st century. The pursuit of sustainability, equity, and peace requires collaborative, forward-thinking approaches to overcome the multifaceted hurdles facing global governance. Just as students face challenges that adapted to online classes, global governance faces hurdles too. With COVID-19, countries have quickly adjusted to new ways of working together. Imagine if your school suddenly switched to online classes, and everyone had to figure out how to make it work. That's a bit like the challenges global governance faces. Just as online learning brought unexpected challenges to our classrooms, global governance faced its own set of adjustments during the pandemic. Like students adapted to virtual classes, countries had to swiftly navigate new ways of working together. It's as if the entire world shifted to the classroom. A nation had to learn how to coordinate efforts, share information, and adapt swiftly to ensure the safety and well-being of everyone. The challenges of online learning mirror the dynamic shifts in global governance, showcasing the resilience and adaptability required in both realms during unprecedented times. In conclusion, the challenges of global governance in the 21st century are complex, interconnected, and requires innovative solutions. As we navigate the intricacies of the ever-changing world, let us strive for adaptable and inclusive approaches to ensure a sustainable, equitable, and peaceful future for all.
Relevance of the state amid globalization. In the intricate web of globalization, the relevance of the state remains paramount. While the world becomes more interconnected, individual states maintain their significance as key actors in shaping global affairs. To illustrate, let's consider examples of countries that exemplify the continuing relevance of the state amid globalization. First, picture the economic powerhouse class enter China on the global stage. Much like this influential class shapes the school's overall dynamics, China, with its state-led economic policies, has a profound impact on international trade and production networks. The Belt and Road Initiative serves as the glass project, showcasing the Chinese government's role in shaping the global economic landscape. It exemplifies how a powerful state can influence and contribute to the broader narrative of globalization. Now, consider the influential class, the United States. Just as this class sets the tone for the school culture, the US government decisions on technology, finance, and culture reverberate globally. The American class, much like the government, exercises significant influence in shaping international relations, whether through diplomatic initiatives or economic policies. The United States exemplifies how a single state can impact the global community and contribute to the intricate dance of globalization. Moving on to the rapidly growing class. This class is actively engaging in global activities mirroring India's participation in trade, diplomacy, and climate negotiations. The Indian government's decisions reflect the state's agency in navigating the complexities of globalization. As a rapidly growing economy, India showcases how the state can embrace global opportunities, contributing to its unique strengths and perspectives to the collective efforts of the global community. Imagine our world as a giant school with different classes representing individual states. Just as each class has its unique identity and responsibilities, states maintain their distinctiveness amid globalization. Think of a class organizing its own events while contributing to the overall school community. Similarly, states manage their affairs while contributing to the global landscape. COVID-19 serves as a universal test where each class or each state must ensure the safety of its members. It's like every class dealing with a shared challenge, maintaining its identity. Just as a class role is vital to the school's overall success, states are crucial players in the global community. They implement measures to protect their citizens, much like a class, ensuring the well-being of students. Recognizing the importance of states amid globalization highlights the need for cooperation. Just as classes work together in the school, states must collaborate globally to address challenges and to ensure the prosperity of our shared global school. As we draw parallels between states and individual classes, envisioning global governance as the school administration, international agreements as common school rules, and influential states as school leaders, we see a microcosm of our interconnected world within the school community.